have some time to do a short video just before I cook lunch. Hi, welcome back to My Life with Plants. I'm Newman, and today I'm going to show you some phalaenopsis blooms. So I've been waiting until they all open, and I think today's a good day. So let's go check it out. Here they are here. These are phalaenopsis jiaho pink girl. But here in Japan, they like to call it the sakuran. Sakuraran. And sakura is the name of a cherry tree. The cherry tree is native to Japan. And ran means orchid. Quite suitable name, I think, because it has a fragrance that's quite like the sakura tree or the cherry trees. Beautiful fragrance is actually coming out right now. I've had this orchid for 6 going on 7 years, and here it is here. It is in this, it's in 2 pots, so you got the inner pot that it's planted into. You can see mosses growing in there, but they're a good indicator when I need to water or not, because they start to lose their green. And at this moment, I'm not able to actually pull this plant out because it's got so many blooms that have opened up on it. And if you're wondering why I haven't staked them up, well, this particular phalaenopsis, it's just difficult to prop up these stems without snapping them. They're very, very stiff. And even when they're young, they're very hard to bend. So I guess it's something in its genetic makeup, because it is hybridized with Shirleyana. There's a nice new leaf coming out. It's actually 2. There's a keiki that grew right down at the bottom of the plant, and it has come out the other side. We're not able to see it because of this big jungle I got going on here. It's right there, and some of the blooms have come from that. But what's good about keikis is when you do have keikis on your phalaenopsis, it helps to make even more roots. It makes a more healthy, stable plant. So if you do have your phalaenopsis starting to clump from the bottom, it's a good idea to just leave them in there unless it gets overcrowded. So yeah, it's in a cache pot, so there's another clear pot. Keeps the humidity around the roots, although I don't keep water in there at all, because I find that I get rot very easily. I don't have a consistent temperature going on in here during the winter. It'll be heated up during the time that we are in the living room. Other times the air conditioner will be turned off. So I just find that it doesn't work. It makes the roots rot. It's more efficient just to have the cash spot to create humidity around the roots and stop it drying out too quick, which is no good either. But I do let it dry out between waterings, of course. This is so reminiscent of Shirleyana. The fragrance is just coming out. And if I was to count the flowers, there's about sorry about that, allergies. Second time did the trick. All right, so there's about 25 to 30 blooms per stalk, so close to 100. Got another one that's actually made its way up there too. The fragrance is really quite intense, especially if the sun comes through. Although I do have some paper towels stuck on the window there to dampen the sunlight, because I noticed that when the sun does come in the morning, so this is a area that faces the morning sun, it does stress out the orchid a little bit, and I don't recommend putting phalaenopsis in direct sun. You're better to keep them out of it, keep them in bright light, but do put something between that and the sunlight coming through. So I have paper towels there. Paper towels seem to do the trick. Although up the top here I do have some shade cloth. Over here we have another phal. This one has a little pale lemon yellowy flowers. It hasn't budded yet. Down here we have another one. It's in bloom. There's these dark, very, very dark, maroony colored petals and sepals, and then it's got a very dark pink outer rim, and then the trim is white. And I did pick up a little bit of fragrance from this when I bought it. And to check that it wasn't my imagination, walking back from the store, I kept putting my nose in the bag to make sure that I wasn't hallucinating. It didn't have one, but it does have a fragrance. So that's kind of a bonus, but very rare. So in amongst the seedlings, this one must have taken on a little bit of the genetics from something that's in its lineage. It has fragrance, so I got pretty lucky. It's just a little miniature one. You can see there how big these leaves are. This will be a short video today. So over here we have another one, and this one is also the Jiaho Pink Girl. This is its keiki, and it's a little bit pushed up against this pot here. There's one stalk of 15 flowers, and it's been growing in here. I was about to give this away, and the person didn't want to receive it. They said they couldn't look after it. But I was kind of happy to keep it, so I don't mind two of these. I bought this plant, as I said, almost 7 years ago in winter, in December, and it was marked down, and I don't think it had any blooms on it. It just had bare stalks, and it was marked down, and I thought that's a good price for a large plant, nice healthy plant. So I bought it, but I never expected it to have fragrance like it did. First time it bloomed, it was a big surprise. Right, this one next to it with a tissue sitting on top, because I watered my Dischidia. This Dischidia here, which has pretty neat leaves. They're kind of got little bumps on them, raised bumps. You can feel them on your finger, and almost like stiff cardboard. They actually look soft, but they're very, very hard leaves. And then one got a water. That's why there's tissues on top of this particular one that had a flower spike and didn't come to anything. So I had to repot it. Also, I gave an additional slow release. And up here we have the next one that I really love. I've been looking after this. I mean, look at that. Isn't that sunshine or what? The best of sunshine. That's what I want to call it. But it's actually got a name called Lions something. And the tag is actually over here. And it's facing the wrong way. Okay. Let me just put that back in. It's called Lion King. Now I've looked it up. And just like one or two photos. So it's magnificent. When I saw this, I had to snap it up. There's so many hybrids out there that look similar to this, but this one is just outstanding. And I'm glad it's still with me. I looked after it. I've been looking after it the best I can, providing it shade. You can see here that this is actually a sheer curtain. See that? And you can buy it at the Dysol store. 1 by 2 meter pieces. I got to keep it shaded. I don't want to stress this out at all. And it's lovely and green and healthy. So look at that. And it actually has another flower spike coming. Now, I didn't stake this up because I just love the way they cascade down. I prefer my phals to cascade like this. I mean, look at that. It's a burst of sunshine. This has to be my favorite. I'll be crying if it got sick and died on me. I would. So yes, I do use the lace curtains. They look better than the shade cloth, of course. Shade cloth doesn't look so good. Over here, we have this. This is just your average jumbo white phalaenopsis, and it's got tissue on it because I watered these Hoyas up here. I'm going to do a Hoya video separately. And it's got a nice flower spike. And I will leave it on this time because this plant is healthy now. It was going down the tubes, losing its health, and now it's bounced back. I'm not going to play around with it. And next to it is another one here. It's getting a little wet because I watered the plants up above. That's what this tissue is for. Well, this one doesn't have a flower spike at all, but it should spike later. It's just in a shadier position than the others. So yeah, after this thing up here stopped dripping, it's just some bromeliads that I have. Yeah, we have a Hoya video, so we can introduce these to you. But this one isn't flower or bud at all. A bit worried about this yellow leaf. This will be shock from the cold that was coming through the window during the winter because they're right close to it. I don't have a lot of space, so I just utilize what I have. But it has bubble wrap and it has tissue, paper roll tissue, which did the trick. This one also has you can see here it's got moss growing in there. Moss is just helps me to see if it needs water or not. But once again, when I do water, my phals. Do drain all the excess water out. Okay, so that is it for today. Those are my phals. I don't have a lot of them because I love all plants, everything in the garden. I love every plant. So I just don't grow one kind of plant. I grow many kinds of plants because I think it looks neat. Having a look inside this, nice healthy roots. Even if I give you the name of this, you won't be able to look it up. Leaf little green, got a large serial number on it. But if you look it up, you might see 1 or 2 images at the most. It's just a very pale, lemony yellow. Very pale. And it's a very healthy orchid. It doesn't receive any direct sun because I don't want that, like I said. It's just bright light from here, from this little window. And it's very healthy. And it will come into bud. Knowing that they are hybrids, you just never know, right? Before we go, I want you to have a look at my Ichcananthus. Sorry about that. It has this, it has a sheath that you can mistake. No, it's not a sheath, it's a sepals made into a cup. Sheath, it is a sheath that protects the inner flower. And these sheaths are mistaken for the flower that they developed, and then inside these flower buds started to emerge. And now they're flowering now. It's really hard to focus. Let's see if I can do it that way. There we go. They're beautiful flowers. And this thing flowers non-stop all through the spring and summer. It's got lovely fairy leaves on it, a nice shine. It's a lovely plant. I just wanted to show you that before I go. And why not give my arm a break and stretch up again. And this here is my one and only Rincon stylus. It's nice and healthy. It's growing in sphagnum and a terracotta put, and it dangles. And I had one outside and it got sick. It's gone now. Try to revive it. This one's doing really healthy. So if I was to grow that outside, it would have to be in a protected area that has a good breeze but not blowing, and no up and down dramatic temperature changes. It just doesn't seem like that, and I don't like to be too hot. So once it gets over 30 degrees, it's starting to suffer. This is another Hoya here, but we're not doing a Hoya video. This one's always getting these dark things on it. Could be normal for it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.